The Xiaomi Mi 5, the Mi 5 Pro, the Mi 5S, the Mi 5S Plus, and then there are variants for each with different RAM storage and clock speeds. Now, hold that thought. Come to the iPhone 5C, an updated plastic variant of the iPhone, the Mi 4C, an updated plastic variant of the Mi 4, and now we have the Mi 5C. No plastic, internals that are a step back to say the least, but it's not all bad. Hey guys, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech. Let's get started. Xiaomi seems to be having an identity crisis recently. They are losing market share in both China and India, their premium markets, and they've resorted to throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. There have been an insane amount of releases from Xiaomi in both the budget and the premium segment, and it's all been very chaotic. That said, the Mi 5C does hold promise. So what is the Mi 5C? It's a variant of the Mi 5 that's not quite as powerful as the Mi 5, but is also not quite as expensive. Given that the Mi 5 currently retails for 23,000 rupees in India, that's about $340 for my international viewers, with the Mi 5C, Xiaomi is trying to bring a flagship level experience to an even cheaper segment. The Mi 5C is priced at 1499 yuan, that's about 15,000 rupees or $220. So for that price, what do you get? A 5.15-inch Full HD display from JDI that covers 94.4% of the NTSC color gamut and is also capable of outputting 550 nits of brightness. Xiaomi is also boasting of 2048 levels of brightness here, given that they are able to control it better since they are using their homegrown Surge S1 chip inside. Will 2048 levels of brightness make a difference from the usual 256 levels? It's just a slider that you drag on a touchscreen, right? Well, maybe with auto brightness. This is a question that I'm definitely interested in finding an answer to. I'll have more on it once we manage to get a Mi 5C into the studio. Anyway, if you noticed, I mentioned a homegrown SoC in use here. Here's a card to my video detailing Xiaomi's Surge S1. In a nutshell, it's Xiaomi's own chip that's more powerful than the Snapdragon 615 with much better graphical performance. It should slot in somewhere between the 625 and the 650 in terms of raw performance. We then get 3 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, dual SIMs, VoLTE, no microSD of course, given it's a phone from Xiaomi's Mi range. All this is backed up by a 2860 mAh battery, and that brings us to yet another point of concern for me. Given the fact that the Surge S1 has one set of A53 cores locked up to 2.2 GHz each and is built on the older 28nm manufacturing process, and add to it the fact that the display is quite bright, the battery life, the battery capacity seems a little, I'm not going to call 2860 less, but maybe it is. This is one area that I'm cautious about. Anyway, the fingerprint scanner is back to the front again after moving to the back with a Mi 5S Plus. The 2 dots for capacitive keys also return. Then there's support for 2A 9V charging. The bezels are just 1.6mm thick, making the Mi 5C a few millimeters shorter, narrower, and slimmer than the Mi 5. It's just 7.1mm thick and it all weighs in at 132 grams, about 3 grams more than the Mi 5. Now, the major selling point here for Xiaomi is supposed to be the camera. This is a 12 megapixel rear camera with 1.25 micron sized pixels. That's quite large but much smaller than the 1.55 micron sized pixels found on the Mi 5S. Xiaomi claims the larger than usual pixels here combined with the Surge ISP algorithm should make for good low light shooting. Then there's pixel level contrast adjustment that should make for much better HDR images, and there's also improved noise reduction. So long story short, how the Surge S1 fares is largely going to decide how the Mi 5C fares. Is the Mi 5C going to follow in its namesake's footsteps? That the Mi 4C was an excellent phone, amazing performance, excellent battery life. Or is it going to go the way of the Mi 4i, which was probably the most disappointing phone Xiaomi's released? Well, only time will tell, but for now I am cautiously optimistic about the Mi 5C, and I guess you should be too. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna try to get my hands on one as soon as possible. And once I do, we'll be bringing you more coverage on the Mi 5C. In the meantime, do let me know what you think about this phone. Do you feel using a chip that's theoretical performance is lower than last year's Redmi Note 3 is a mistake, or do you appreciate the fact that Xiaomi is trying something new here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So I guess that's it for this quick video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you hated it, go ahead, vote it down. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. If you have already subscribed, do this to make sure you get notified each time a new video goes live on C4E Tech. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.